Imagine a player who dominates a sport without ever stepping on the court. She's outshining LeBron, making billionaires gamble millions, and saving an iconic brand from collapse, all from the bench, injured, watching, sitting. How is that even possible? 5 years ago, this would have sounded impossible. Today, it's reality. And what's coming in 2026 isn't just history. It's a cultural earthquake that will redefine basketball, women's sports, and the power of one extraordinary athlete. Can anyone stop the Caitlin Clark effect? The answer might surprise you. It isn't fading. It's just beginning. Well, a young fan
of Caitlin Clark just received what she's calling the best Christmas present ever.
PSA just released their 2025 data, and the sports world is still trying to process what it means. For those who don't know, PSA is a company that grades trading cards and essentially sets the standard for the entire collectibles industry. When PSA speaks, collectors listen. When PSA releases their annual rankings, it tells you exactly who matters in sports culture. And their 2025 report just confirms something absolutely extraordinary. Caitlin Clark became the #1 most collected active basketball player in the world. Let that sink in for a moment. She didn't just crack the top 10. She didn't just make a respectable showing. She obliterated everyone. She beat LeBron James, a man who's in the face of basketball for 2 decades, a guy with 4 championships, 4 MVP awards, and the all-time scoring record. She beat
Caitlin Clark and LeBron James. I mean, there's their game. There's actually some parallels between their game.
Play a single meaningful game. This isn't a fluke. This isn't a temporary spike. This is a fundamental shift in how sports culture operates. PSA released a geographical breakdown, a map showing the most graded active athletes by state. When you pull up the basketball category, it's not even a competition. It's Clark country. Almost every single state in America from coast to coast. People are sending in Caitlin Clark cards to get graded more than anyone else. The visual representation is stunning. It's like looking at an electoral map where one candidate won everything, and the numbers back up what the map shows. She had 3 of the 10 most graded cards overall in 2025. Not just basketball cards, all sports cards. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, everything. She's competing with Patrick Mahomes, Shohei Ohtani, Connor McDavid, and she's winning. In 2024, Caitlin was ranked #6 in most collected basketball players. Respectable, but not dominant. In 2025, while missing most of the season due to injury, she jumped to #1. Think about what that trajectory represents. Think about what has to happen for someone to go from 6th place to 1st place while being unable to do the thing they're famous for. Ryan Hogg, the president of PSA, didn't mince words when he addressed the
bought about 16,000 shares of Nike. Somebody quickly do the math.
Phenomenon. He said clearly that this kind of momentum in the hobby is only seen from the most elite athletes. This isn't about basketball anymore. He explained, this is about cultural impact that transcends the sport. When you can dominate the collectibles market while watching games on the bench, you achieve something that very few athletes in history have managed. You become bigger than your sport. You become a cultural icon whose value isn't tied to whether you're currently competing. Your name alone carries weight. Your image alone drives markets. And this explains why some of the most powerful people in the world are making massive bets on what Caitlin will do in 2026. We're talking about millions of dollars of their personal wealth. And it all revolves around one company, Nike. Caitlin Clark saves Nike. To understand what's happening right now, you need to understand how badly Nike has been struggling. As of May 2025, their stock price was down nearly 60% since 2021. We're talking about one of the most recognizable brands on the planet. A company that defined sports culture for generations, bleeding value at an alarming rate. Financial analysts were openly questioning whether Nike had lost its edge. Brands that didn't even exist a decade ago were stealing market share. Companies like On Running, Hoka, and other upstarts were making Nike look old, slow, and out of touch. Investors were panicking. Employees were worried. The entire sports apparel industry was watching Nike's decline and wondering if the giant could ever recover. And then there was the Caitlin Clark signature shoe situation. After the game, Caitlin autographed her game-worn shoes, which became a perfect symbol of everything wrong with Nike's decision-making. Fans were absolutely livid. They wanted her shoe in 2025. The demand was obvious. The market was screaming for it. Nike had the opportunity to capitalize on the most marketable athlete in women's sports, but it didn't happen. A'ja Wilson, the WNBA's most dominant statistical player, got her signature shoe first. A'ja absolutely deserves recognition. She's an incredible athlete and a multiple-time champion. But from a pure market perspective, people were asking the obvious question. Why is Caitlin the biggest draw in women's sports? The person who sells out arenas and drives television ratings, not getting her shoe when she's clearly the one everyone wants to buy? Whether it was production issues, strategic miscalculation, or Nike moving too slow through their bureaucracy, the result was the same. People saw it as another example of Nike fumbling the bag, another sign the company didn't understand the market, another reason to believe Nike's best days were behind them. But here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. Something is happening behind the scenes that should make everyone pay attention. On December 22nd, 2025, Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, bought 50,000 shares of Nike stock. He doesn't gamble. He calculates. Soon after, Nike CEO Elliott Hill bought nearly $1 million of Nike stock with his personal money. CEOs don't do that unless they know something big is coming. Then the numbers confirmed it. Nike's North America revenue jumped 9% in a single quarter. The decline stopped. The rebound began. And the catalyst? Caitlin Clark's signature shoe. On the New Heights podcast, Caitlin revealed her shoe isn't a rebrand or cosmetic change. Nike developed entirely new technology, never used before, specifically for her, and she confirmed, it's going to be better. Nike went all in. The marketing launched from anywhere, perfectly capturing her power. The shoe drops in 2026, and two of the smartest CEOs in the world are betting their personal fortunes on it. We already saw a preview. A meaningless pre-season exhibition sold out in minutes. ESPN televised it. 1.3 million viewers tuned in, almost matching the WNBA finals. Now imagine 2026. Full Nike rollout, national TV. Return from injury. New shoes, maximum hype. Her return game will break 5 million viewers. NBA playoff territory. Caitlin Clark isn't just must-see TV. She's appointment television. She's a market mover, a ratings engine, a cultural force. Trading cards explode while she's injured. Billionaires invest because of her name. Nike rebuilds around her. A league bends in her direction. The hype didn't fade. It multiplied. 2026 isn't the peak. It's the ignition. When Caitlin Clark steps back on that court, the world won't just watch. It will witness a revolution.